Hello, you are listening to Between Sets. This is Fuzz.
And I'm Mike.
How are things with you?
I'm good. I feel like I'm running out of words for the day. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? Like this is the 16th episode, and
Jesus.
I know we're almost on season 2. I think at this point.
When are we going to do season 2? Like, what is the
20 episodes? I'd say 20 episodes. 20? Yeah, it's about half a year's worth of episodes, isn't it?
I mean, there have been TV shows that have been cancelled for less, I would say.
Yeah, which means
certainly in a lesser time span.
Which means this is a success of sorts, potentially.
It just means we're stubborn.
Disciplined is the word
I'll take that.
use.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That thesaurus.
It's the same sort of word, just different sort of mindset towards it, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
How's your week been?
I was just explaining that. Yeah, busy. Different stuff going on, which is nice. I like that.
What's different?
Just forcing my brain to think about different things, you know.
What's that then? Go into detail. We're actually on a podcast. You can, talk more.
Well, I mean, I definitely need to find some other outlet for my aggression, like
Your aggression?
Yeah. So I used to do a lot of martial arts because angry, but I can't really do that anymore because it's not really suitable turning up to any workplace with black eyes and stuff like this, right? So, I don't know, I've just felt a bit aggy this week. Do you get that? Or is that just me?
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's what a punch bag's for. I normally use my wife, but sorry. It's International Women's Day. I shouldn't be saying that today, should I guess?
No.
No, I'm not minding you. She can take a punch, I'll tell you. Carry on. Please, guys, do not report me. Complete. I do not punch my wife unless she asks for it. Sometimes she does.
Sarcasm doesn't always translate over.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
No.
It does. If you look at me, I'm a cuddly bear. That's why they call me Fuzz.
I need to find some kind of other outlet. Like my workouts this week have been excessive, I would say. To the point I'm feeling it. Like today's Friday, and
mate, you're not feeling it. Because I can't even walk. The reason why I said to you earlier I'll be 10 minutes late is because it takes 5 minutes to go up the stairs and then 5 minutes back down again.
You just wait. Wait
until what, on Monday?
Yeah.
So I'm with you on Monday, haven't I, with my Metcon. So people that aren't aware, if you follow me on @PTFuzz on Instagram or TikTok, I'm trying to upload 3 reels a week of just classes from Snap Fitness, and then hopefully that'll expand into other gyms or whatever. So if you want like a bit of an inkling into what the classes are like, or if you're too afraid to go to a class, because it is, I won't lie, 99% women, but that is heaven for most men, isn't it, really?
Till they all start outperforming you, which is largely what happens in these classes.
Yes, that is exactly what happens.
So honestly, this isn't even because of International Women's Day. I'm not just saying it. Like Sarah, who you were partnered with for TJ Circuits, she's a machine. Like she's in Metcon twice a week. She smashes it every single time.
It's really good. And that you got to let that inspire you. Like, what's funny about International Women's Day though is I don't think International Men's Day gets enough PR. Like, no one's fucking heard of it for starters, right? It's November the 17th. If anyone's asked, no, wait, it's around there. I don't know. When is it? November the 19th.
Right. Okay. I think it takes a certain type of person, or B, a very ballsy man to say Happy International Man's Day.
But why? Do you know what I mean? Like,
100%. It absolutely, it should be balanced, and you should celebrate both. But I feel like every other woman would say, well, every other day is International Man's Day.
Yeah.
That will be the response you get. Guaranteed.
Yeah, I get it. I do get it. But
if you can remind me on November 16th.
19th. We've just said 5 different dates. It's definitely the 19th, though.
Remind me early November, and we will test this theory, and I'll see how many hate messages I get come through.
I'll let you test that, I think. I'm trying to build up a rapport.
Well,
But no,
I've had another
seriously.
thought. So on this kind of thing, like kind of testing theories and testing things on social media, I've had a thought, and you may be able to help with this based on like knowledge of social media. We create a an account, right? And this can be a fitness account. So you're a PT now as well, so or will be very soon. Now, you get these online coaches, right?
Hmm.
I want to know if we can utilize AI apps, social media development, advertisements, and see how easy it is to grow a large following on a account utilizing very minimal effort. And I want to kind of post the results out on our individual social media accounts because
I've got
I
enough
have
on,
this
so I'm
genuine
not doing
theory.
this, right?
I think it'll be fun. I, 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 I have this theory that there's so many online coaches, and I do use quote unquote they're very, very loosely because they ain't coaches, they're shit. Um, and they're everywhere. And people buy into this. So I want to kind of undo this thing that they do by creating something and say, no, actually, this has been done completely
I think
automated.
the
Stop
point's
sending your money to
already
these
been
people.
proven by. I'm not. Have you heard about this AI model?
No, go on.
Okay, so there's an AI model on Instagram, um,
Name.
and I think OnlyFans as well. So it's
What?
fully AI.
How the fuck
Yeah,
does that
people.
work?
She's making £10,000 or dollars a day, but actually, it's no one. It's somebody's just created this account using fully AI.
Why are we not doing this? Like right now.
Because it's weird. Like, would you be proud of that? I don't know.
I can make my peace with it if I'm making 10 grand a day.
But this is what OnlyFans is, right? It's just photos and
Yes,
videos
but
of
I'm
women,
not
right?
good looking enough. If there's
No,
a niche
yeah.
for hairy feet, then we can talk. But
You
otherwise,
and your
no.
fucking hairy feet. I'm surprised we've not actually had an episode called Hairy Feet yet.
Subscribe to the OnlyFans for more.
Like, would you actually do that? Let's just say, right?
Hmm.
Somebody, like a producer of sorts or whatever, just goes,
Yeah.
well, I will pay you £1,000 a week. So that's like, I don't know, a normal salary almost, isn't it? I guess, for
Yeah.
like, if you just upload photos of your feet 3 times a day.
Without a second thought.
Would you really?
100%. That is zero effort for me. No one's going to know it's me. It's just a hairy foot on the internet.
Okay, fine. And they know it's you.
Yeah. Like, at the end of the day, if somebody else is paying to look at my hairy feet, that's more their problem than it is mine. 100%. Like,
What do you think
without a
your wife's
second
going to
thought.
think of this?
She'd be booting me out the door to go and do it.
Oh, I just don't think I'll like it. Plus, my feet are minging. I won't lie. My
I
toes
mean,
are.
mine, not by no means assume that mine are beautiful in any way. I'm just using this as an example. Like, if someone wants to see that, then crack on. That's your problem, not mine.
I just don't know. I just feel a bit exploited. I
I'm
don't know.
okay with that. Exploit me, someone.
Exploit me. We're starting to learn a lot about you, Mike.
Yeah,
I really want to know.
no,
How
we're
did
good.
you meet your wife as well? You never told me
Tinder.
this. Tinder?
Yeah,
Was that a picture of your feet?
yeah, that went
That
wrong,
was
didn't
your
it?
display picture, was it?
What can I say? They're delightful.
Oh my god. I never
Happy
actually met.
International Women's Day,
I don't think
everyone.
I've ever met a married couple that met on Tinder before. Because I thought Tinder was
No.
more of like a one night stand. You were just kind of holding on to that, was you? Just don't let me
Yeah, I mean, I'm
go.
not. Again, I'm not good at dating. It turns out, I did it wrong.
You did it wrong.
She
Anyway,
doesn't
yeah.
listen to
So,
this. It's fine. Otherwise, I'd have something chucked to my head.
Mother's Day on Sunday.
Yeah.
You bought a card for your wife from your cat.
What?
I guess you
What
don't
are you
do
on
that.
about?
I guess you don't do that
No,
then.
no.
So I'm not sure if you saw what I posted on the old Instagram.
I
I
saw
was
briefly.
asking, I was asking
Yeah.
people if they did that.
Right.
It turns out they don't, and it was just me a few years ago before before Ted came along. I used to
From the
send
pets. Right.
from the pets because it's just
Okay.
nice. Obviously,
Mad.
now I know. Looking back, I was a very sad person.
What now? Hold on. Now we need to clarify here,
Yeah,
and I will hold judgment until I have this answer. Is this something that your wife has requested you to do before your son was born, or something you took upon yourself to go and do?
in between. I received a Father's
Clarify.
Day card from them, and then I was
Oh
like,
yeah, no, that's forcing you to do it. Yeah, you've got no
yeah,
choice in that matter. That's her problem. Yeah, that's not
yeah,
yours.
okay. So she's the
Yeah.
sad
Still,
person.
don't get
Okay.
me wrong. Still weird. Just not all your
But what's
fault.
funny is that like Etsy, there's loads of Etsy marketplaces that are like making a mint from it, from
They,
pet Mother's Day cards.
well, they probably won't be anymore because, well, all these people that have been not paying tax on all their Etsy income are now going to get absolutely shafted in the next few months.
Yeah, yeah, I did hear about that.
Hmm.
But yeah, Mother's Day. What are you doing? Anything nice? Anything planned?
Uh, we are over my wife's brother's tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. Um, for mother-in-law, and then my mum family are over ours on the Sunday. Just going to cook them a meal.
Nice,
I think I've got to cook a roast beef. I
nice.
like cooking though, so I don't mind.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of cooking. Like the less people, the better. In my
But
head.
you like eating though, so one needs to become
What are you trying to
one
say,
needs to
mate?
lead to the other.
You
Well,
calling
I
me
like
fat?
eating. I'm not judging.
I do like eating, but I prefer to eat in a longer than cooking. Like I've said this before. Like I just feel like I like a pasta dish. You're talking about 15
Hmm.
minutes max. That is a perfect meal for me because you're not spending too much time cooking.
Depends. It depends what pasta dish, doesn't it? Really? Do you like spaghetti bolognese?
Yeah, I literally had that tonight. Made that myself.
You making that from scratch?
Like a mum who used to make from fresh.
Oh,
What the
oh
pasta? I'm not making the pasta
well,
from
no,
fresh.
fuck pasta. No, I'm not making pasta. That's no
I'm not.
effort.
I'm not. I'm not
I
using a
like.
jar. If that's what you're asking.
So you're making the sauce.
Yeah.
Talk to me. Okay, okay, okay. There is a right way and a wrong way to do this, and
Oh
Italians
no, this
may
isn't going to be
well.
a debate because you're going to
No,
come
no,
across
no,
like a
no.
snobby prick.
There's no debate here. There's a right way and a wrong way to do this, and Italians will lynch you if you get this wrong. So how are you making
Do you know
your
what? I don't give a
bolognese?
fuck. Italians can go fuck themselves.
Uh,
I know for a fact there's no Italian listeners, so I can say
we've
that.
we've got Polish listeners. It doesn't mean
I
we don't
know,
have
and do you
Italian
know what? I
listeners.
love a cabanos sausage, so why
Yeah,
not?
no, yeah, fair play. Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, they're
talk,
good.
go on, interview me on how your bolognese should be.
Okay, so well, no, tell me how you make your bolognese first, and
Okay, fine.
we'll compare.
So mincemeat goes in. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Diced onions,
Yeah.
mushrooms,
Oh, okay.
puree.
Right.
Yeah. Add a
Yep.
bit of Italian herbs, a bit of garlic.
And is this in this order? Yeah.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes I forget an ingredient and I add it in late. It all depends. Chopped tomatoes,
Yeah.
bit of Worcester sauce.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Again, that's
Yeah.
not traditional, but I do like that one, to be fair.
Um, and I used to add a bit of red wine, but obviously my son's now eating with us. And to be fair, sometimes if I want him to get out of bed earlier,
It's not, yeah.
no, I don't.
You've got there.
But I think that's about it. Am I missing an
Okay.
ingredient? I used to put bacon
Uh,
in it. I won't lie. I used to put tiny bits of bacon in.
okay. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, there's definitely overlap. So, I don't think mushrooms would be in a traditional bolognese, which is why I like bolognese because
Why is
mushrooms
that?
are god
Is there no
awful.
mushroom for them, though? For the YouTube listeners, it's really funny when I tell a dad joke. He does this thing where he strokes his eyebrows with his finger. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure if it's like a fetish or
It's a
what.
fucking aneurysm right there.
He gets a headache right above his left eye.
Oh,
Anyway,
Jesus.
carry on.
Okay, so hopefully maybe Sean might be listening to this and he can confirm or deny whether I'm getting this right or not. So
That's when you
you're
know when you've not got enough listeners when you can start naming them. But carry on.
I'm just committed to our fan base, all
Oh,
three of them.
okay.
So the base of the bolognese is something called a sofrito, which is carrots, celery, onion. Okay, so that's all getting
Oh no, I
chopped
can't have
up.
carrots in a spag bowl.
I promise you won't really. It's not what you think it would be. Like you won't taste it as a carrot. It's
It
just
makes it
sweetness,
makes it
basically.
sweeter.
Yeah, yeah. So carrot, celery, onion, that all goes into a relatively large pan, gets wetted down. Chopped tomatoes go in, and that's largely forming the basis of your sauce, essentially.
Did you
Then in a
mince meat in
separate
yet?
pan. No. Separate pan. You then fry up your beef mince until it's like fully browned. That then will then get added to the separate pot of sauce, essentially.
This is too
I
much
would.
for the dishwasher to handle at this point.
It's 2 pans. 2 pans.
Okay, all right.
Just then
You got
getting
another pan
spotted
for the.
down
You got
to
to cook the
thicken
pasta,
sauce.
right?
So
That's the
what you
third
can
pan.
do, you can do to be fair, and the pasta water has to be really well salted. By the way, do you add salt to your pasta water?
No, because I've got a 2-year-old.
No, again, it's seasoning. Like it makes it better. Trust me.
Yeah, but it's salt, and I don't want to give my 2-year-old salt.
And then, well, then the little trick to it is as that tomato sauce is kind of simmering, like the tomatoes are simmering down, it's getting thicker. There's a couple of different options you can go for. So you add red wine, or used to add red wine to your bolognese.
Yes. This is
It
a
should be
really
white.
interesting podcast to start listening
Well,
to.
it should be
If
white
we've got
wine,
listeners starting to listen to the podcast now,
Yeah.
this is not what we talk about. But please carry on. I'm intrigued.
It'll be like a glass of white wine being added, and you
Yeah.
simmer it down so it's the alcohol gets boiled off, and you then add milk. You add a little bit of milk to it, and it changes it. So it's not meant to be a tomato based sauce. It's a meat sauce essentially. But yeah, and then I'd add then when you've got your tagliatelle all cooked up, finish cooking it with some of the pasta water in some of your sauce in a pan, and then I'd add an absolute metric ton of Parmesan cheese.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See, I don't think, because obviously we've got to have gluten-free pasta with ours, so it's not even a spaghetti bolognese, it's like a pasta bolognese at this point. But yeah, I don't think we'll have each other over for dinner anytime soon, will we?
Well, this is where it'd be fun to do like our little thing. So like you can cook your version of bolognese, sans mushrooms if you ever want me to touch it. I'll do my version, and then Sean can come along and just like bang, wow us.
Yeah, but I cook from a
Mm.
productive level. I cook quickly
Yep.
and efficiently, and there's macros in there, and that's all I
Yep.
need.
No, yeah.
Whereas
I
you're
can agree
cooking
with
for
that.
taste, and
Don't get me wrong.
you should
if
know
I,
me by
if I'm
now.
doing
I've got no taste.
if I'm doing like a midweek bolognese, I'm not even making the sauce. That's
A
coming out of a jar.
midweek bolognese. You got 2 different bologneses now. This is how much
Yeah,
of a
I'm
snob
like,
you are. You've got a midweek
that's
bolognese.
fine. But like the garlic, I forgot the garlic. There needs to be garlic in there, obviously. But yeah, a midweek one, like I'll just chop up some onion, a little bit of garlic in there, cook that up, and then meat goes in, and then jar sauce goes in. Because
This will
that's
divide us now, right?
that's a 20-minute one, you know. Go on.
How do you? What garlic? Do you use fresh garlic? Garlic cloves.
Ideally, I'll use I will chop the garlic myself, yeah.
Okay.
But I do have the squeezy puree garlic stuff
Oh,
as well.
yeah. So we don't even use that. We use garlic powder.
Oh no.
We just turned
No,
Italian all
no.
of a sudden.
No.
No, that's not what like
where
Mama used to make.
where do you shop?
Ocado and Morrison's. If you really want to know, if
They
those
would
stalkers want to stalk me,
they would do they're like called heaps of, so you can get like heaps of garlic, heaps of chili, and it's
oh yeah,
like
we used to do that. Yeah,
little tube. They're great. They're really good.
we used to do that,
Especially
but
when
they
you
don't
just
last
can't be
forever, do
asked.
they? They last for like what, 4 weeks?
Like 3 weeks. But I
Yeah.
generally get through one in a week or so, so
Whereas
it's
the
not
powder
disastrous,
lasts
I wouldn't say.
forever.
It's
I
just so
know,
shit.
I know,
Just
but
so
like
shit.
I'm not really. I'm used to just eating crap.
I
And
had a bad experience with garlic granules when I was in university. So I was winding one of my mates up at one point, and loads of my mates ended up coming around. They're in my room. We were just drinking and stuff, and then as we were leaving, he said, "Oh, sorry, I just forgot something." He went in to grab it, kind of peeled back my bed covers with a whole pot of garlic granules, and just sprinkled the whole lot in my bed. Now I came back from a night out, just battered, basically. Got into bed, didn't notice it, and I woke up the following morning with the worst hangover, and my room stunk of garlic, and
oh
I
my
couldn't figure
god,
out what the hell was going on because it was underneath the bedding. And it took me the longest time because the whole room
that's
just stunk of
horrible.
garlic. It's awful, awful.
That's the worst
It's
thing you
cold.
could do to a mate. Mike's
Um,
having flashbacks by the looks of it.
yeah, no, it was real bad. No, that's not the worst thing. So in fairness, I kind of picked my way. So in uni halls, there was kind of like a bedroom, and then there's like a cupboard with the like utility bit where you can. That's where like all the toilet cistern and stuff and the shower
Wash your
was.
balls in the sink. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was all locked and it was meant to be accessed by like service people for maintenance and stuff. So I picked my way into that naturally. I turned the water in his toilet to gravy with like a whole tub of Bisto, and I shoved like basically a whole bottle of washing up liquid into his shower system. So his whole washing system was ruined.
And this is the reason why I never went to uni. I
I'm a
don't trust
child.
people.
I'm
I do not
genuinely
trust
a child.
people.
I mean, I don't remember at what point if he started this or I started it, but it kind of went back and forth for a long time.
Oh God.
Do you
Yeah,
remember?
I just
Do you remember the Rick roll? You know,
yeah.
the Rick Astley song, "Never Gonna Give You Up." So I created. You probably know how to do it. So do you know when you create a batch file, just continually open?
Yeah.
So I linked a batch file into his startup sound with the Rick Astley music.
For God's sake.
So every time he started his laptop, it would play Rick Astley until it crashed.
So you can do that. You can do that for anything as well. So if you replace all the sounds, you could just it'll just be constant. Even if you click a button. Oh, for God's sake. Oh God. I think I would have killed you. I'm so glad we didn't go to uni together. That's for sure.
I mean, I do it in a funny way. I didn't actually know how to fix that one though. I sort of did it and then realised I couldn't actually change it back.
Anyway, what else have you been up to this week?
No, nothing.
Nothing.
Just
Nothing.
work. Just
You're
work. Just
boring,
work.
mate.
I
Absolutely boring.
I don't do much. I come home, I go to sleep, I get up, I go to work, and that's largely it. I've been fixing people. I'm fixing a lot of people. I'm getting busy with that. I'm starting to get people booked in for April now, and it's
nice.
first week in March. Yeah, so happy
I'm assuming you're on about your massage.
Yeah, sure. It's my Messiah work on the side.
Massager.
Yeah.
How's that going then? How many are you doing a week?
Averaging about 5 or 6 a week at the moment, which
Nice.
not too bad. I'm finding I can do about 2 in a row, and then my hands are genuinely just knackered. These hands.
You're a weak man. You're a weak man. I couldn't do it, man. It's a lot of elbow work as well, isn't it?
A lot of elbow work. Been working on some feet.
Nice.
Yep.
You and your feet. You definitely got a foot fetish.
Everyone else has the foot fetish. I just have nice feet. I don't. What have you been doing?
I went to a place called Hobbledown. I'm not sure if you've heard of this place. It's in
Yes, I
Surrey.
saw you post about this, ironically, when you couldn't walk properly.
Yeah, and it's called Hobbledown. But we planned it about two months ago. We booked this.
Right.
And I was literally hobbling down everywhere. Like it's quite a big place. Obviously we went for my son. Do you know what? Absolutely blown me away. Blew my expectations completely away. It really is a great place to go with family. So if you've got kids, 100%. And this isn't. We're not being paid to say this.
What is it?
So
and why are we not being paid?
So it's in Surrey. So it's about an hour away from Sittingbourne as such.
Yep.
And so basically it's like a zoo, but there's like loads of it's a massive play area, loads of different animals, and there's like weird, I can't even explain it, but there's like a random bouncy pillow, like massive, like the size of your house. Basically it's a trampoline, and you can just bounce on it. And then there's one similar, but it's made out of water. So it's like you're trying to run on water. That's what it feels like.
Nice.
I turned to my wife. I was like, "I am Jesus."
Nice.
But it's fun. It is fun. But obviously, I couldn't walk anywhere. I was hobbling everywhere. It was in so much pain. But then I saw the bouncy castle, and I'm like, "This is my moment.
This is for me. I'm weightless. Look at me."
And I was just bouncing until I couldn't feel my legs.
I mean, for clarity, it really says a lot about different types of fitness because you do train your legs, and I make sure you train your legs quite hard as well. So suddenly that sudden change where you're not used to it is it's really fucked you up.
It is. It's a completely different. Well, now I know because I've been studying. It's a completely different energy system, isn't it?
It certainly is. And what
it certainly is, and
we
know as our PT nerds. But yeah, it's just for March. I want to attend as many classes as I possibly can, and it's not just for content. It's for it's from my experience. I want to try and experience every different level of fitness,
Yep.
including yoga. I want to try a bit of yoga this month because I am
Good
not
job.
very flexible. But I'm more flexible than I thought I was. When I went to a class yesterday and I was a lot more flexible than some of them.
Yeah, being mobile, I think, is really important. I really do value it. Like I've had injuries relatively recently, which have all since disappeared since I've just started stretching more. So I
Yeah.
do that mobility class twice a week, which I genuinely think helps. Not trying to sell it in any way, but I do think it
The thing
works.
is, and what's fun about stretching is you can just do it anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it in the supermarket. Speaking of
And
which, right?
lunge.
Oh my god.
Mm,
I went to Mawson's in the week, like I normally do, after a
mm,
workout. Midweek shop to get my
right.
midweek spag bowl or whatever you have. And I don't know, what is it with old people? But they just fart anywhere they want, don't they? Oh my god. I was just going in
Yeah.
down this aisle, and an old couple, and he just let out the biggest fart where, like, I'm surprised that, like, people from the gym couldn't hear it. And
Yeah.
what's funny is that they didn't even acknowledge it. Neither of them did.
They're
And I'm
probably
like,
deaf. In
it
his
was
head,
just
it's like
like,
no one else can hear it because
I
I
didn't know
can't.
what to do apart from turn back and go down the next aisle. Like, normally I'm fine. I'm just like, I'll actually, normally I'd acknowledge it.
Yeah, but I can't leave someone like that alone. I have to make some kind of sarky comment.
Yeah, but because they were so old and frail, I just didn't know how they would take it.
He
Do you
ain't
know what I
that frail
mean?
if he's producing something like that.
Oh, but I just found it really weird because, like, even the
Yeah.
wife didn't even acknowledge it. Like, didn't give him a look. It
The
was
thing is,
nothing.
if you're going into a supermarket, mid-morning, I would say, that's their time. You're encroaching on their
I know
weird
it was.
old person time.
When was it? I guess it was mid morning. Actually, you're right. Yeah, it was.
Hmm.
It was fart. It was
Yep.
old men fart
And
time.
honestly, it is. And I have to remind myself because sometimes I have like the occasional like 2 hour gap, that sort of time. So I kind of think, oh, I'm going to get the weekly shop done. And everything slows down basically. Driving slows down, doing anything
Mm,
around a supermarket slows down. I just have to kind of rein it in. I'm the guest here. This isn't
yeah.
my zone, you know?
Everyone's too busy farting. That's what it is. It's just
Hmm.
I don't understand it. How much? Like it was just. I don't think I could produce something that loud, even after eating gluten. Like it was quite impressive. Like at least his wife could have done was like clap him. Do you know what I mean? Like that was impressive. But there was
Depends
just
off his arse
nothing.
cheek for
Not
doing
even a
that,
bat of an
myself.
eyelid.
Yeah.
I
Madness.
just don't want to be like if I turn into that, please shoot me. Do you know what I mean? Like
What, zero
we're a
shame?
fart-free household as well. We don't fart in this house.
Really?
Yeah, we're not
How
a
does that
farter.
work? Would you go outside?
Um, just go outside. Your body just gets used to it, I guess. Like Ted farts a lot, to be fair, so he's definitely breaking the seal with that one.
Well, yeah, he's a child, and it's like a normal thing, isn't it?
What's
It's
funny
just
now though, he's acknowledging it
a
now.
bodily function.
He's like beforehand, he would just fart and like he wouldn't even bat an eyelid because he's a baby, he doesn't understand what's happening with the human body. But now he realizes it's funny, so he'll fart and he'll just laugh, and it is the cutest thing ever. But then when I do it, my wife hates me.
Fair enough.
So yeah, that's why we don't fart in this house because I
You
like
got to
sex.
remember that's her problem, not yours.
Yeah, but then going back to my previous point, they were then. Do you know what I mean? We've got to sleep in the same bed, all right?
Yeah, yeah, fair.
And I have needs, right? So,
Uh,
yeah, so that was my week. Basically, I just couldn't walk, mate. And I'm not
yeah.
sure. I'm hoping by Monday I should be good, and my body
Hmm.
here should have adapted to this new regime of lactic acid thickness.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends what way I take the session on Monday. So, I mean, I can definitely make it leg oriented. It's not always that. I try to cycle through some stuff as much as I can. Um, but yeah, Metcon is very much designed to push your heart rate into certain percentages of your max heart rate, which if you're not used to that, it can be quite unpleasant. I will say that.
Well, for
It
TJ's
comes.
class on Tuesday, it
Mm,
was an hour long.
yeah.
For that whole hour, guess what my average heart rate was? Bearing in mind, I have a heart condition that brings my heart rate lower.
Yeah, that throws things off. Your average heart rate. Was there rest in between each exercise?
It didn't fucking feel it, mate. I tell you that. Oh my god, that was brutal. It was
I'd
40
like to say
seconds on, 20 seconds off, I think, or 10
I mean,
seconds
I'd like
off.
to say your average heart rate should be around the 140-ish sort of mark,
It was
on average for
150
a
dead on.
class. Yeah, and your heart rate's so that should that's
Do you know what I
that's
mean?
a
That was
lot
a
for
killer.
you. That's a lot. Yeah,
That was
yeah.
a killer. It
Mhm.
doesn't even exceed 100 when I'm doing my normal workout.
Mhm.
When I'm bodybuilding.
Yeah, it's very different. I'll be interested to see what peak we get to on Monday.
You're just gonna try and
'Cause
kill me, aren't you?
no, genuinely, I'll keep it exactly as I normally would do, and regulars will, they'll
Back
testify
you
to
up
that.
on that,
But
yeah.
it puts some people off because you're not used to it. It can be a little bit alarming, your heart rate getting that high. Like it's an unusual feeling, I would say. Um,
I've still
but
got a
then
bit of a
those
chest
people,
infection as well, so that's not gonna melt.
it'll be fine. You got 2 more days. It's fine. All right, don't worry about it.
But yeah, we got quite a queue of guests coming on. So next week we've already interviewed because we're organised like that now. We know what we're
Yeah,
doing. It's only taken us about 6 months.
we're
Um,
16 episodes in. This is
yeah, man.
insane. Yeah.
So yeah, next week we got a guest on called Matt Sims, a full-time podcaster. So we learned a lot, didn't we? And he's
Mm-hmm.
quite inspiring. He has left a very high up job to become a full-time podcaster. And so that's just a crazy
Mm.
adaptation. And
It's
he's
a big
got
transition, but
3 kids who are homeschooled as well.
yeah.
Like it's
I mean
amazing.
that's a leap for sure. I mean, we talk often enough about kind of not necessarily imposter syndrome to an extent, but like nervousness about being self-employed and all this kind of stuff. I can only imagine that's exaggerated for him
Yeah,
because it's very much you're stopping one thing, starting another. There's no transition period as such. No, even for
yeah.
yourself, you'd started one thing, but before you
But I think yeah, like
left the
he's
other one,
always wanted to be a radio presenter.
hmm
So I think in the back of his head, like he was mentally prepared for it. So, and
Yeah.
he's got the backing as well. But yeah, no, absolutely good luck to him, and he's absolutely smashing it.
Hmm.
So it was
It
really,
surprised
it
me.
felt like it was a real honor to have him on. To be honest,
Yeah, it surprised me the frequency that he puts things out actually.
what do you mean?
I would, in the nicest possible way, I would assume if it's a full-time job, the frequency would be coming out
Oh,
more. Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. So
But
it's one episode a
in terms
fortnight,
of,
isn't it?
I suppose it's quality rather than quantity, which is the way he wants to
Yeah, I'm not
push
sure
that,
how long
which
the
is
episodes
perfectly
are,
valid. Yeah.
but we are talking like professional business owners that he's interviewing each 2 weeks.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I need to give one of the episodes a go. To be honest with you, it's just I'm struggling to find time to listen to podcasts now. I really
Yeah.
am. Like I've had to I feel really sorry for my dogs, but I've had to stop walking them for about a week because of my fucking legs. So that's a whole week of podcasts that I've not listened to.
Yeah.
We drove to Hobbledown, which was so
Yeah.
nice because I was given 2 hours of podcast listening, and I was like, yes,
Yeah.
this is the dream.
Yeah.
And my wife drove. Oh, I love it because it's quite rare for my wife to drive, and
Okay.
it's just nice, isn't it? Being driven around, you can go on your phone. You got a whole hour to just do what you
Mm-mm.
want. No, you're not a
Mm-mm.
fan of that.
No,
Why is that?
I don't really like being driven. If I have the option, I'll always drive.
You are a bit of a control freak, though, aren't you?
When it comes to driving, yeah, I am. I'm not gonna
You just
lie.
want to
Um,
just chill out. You have a whole hour of just like I could go on my phone. I think
do
it's
what?
I don't know, social media. You know what it's like, loads of
Yeah.
stuff. But my wife can't go on her phone when I'm driving, which is so frustrating. So like because of travel sickness. So if
Okay.
we're
Yeah.
lost somewhere and like I'm out of signal and my sat nav's not working, what are you doing with your camera?
I'm adjusting.
You what
It
are
wasn't.
you? It's
I
like you're having a
wasn't
wank.
comfortable. Yeah. Wasn't comfy.
Um,
Carry on.
what was I say? Oh, you distracted
Travel
me. Yeah.
sickness.
So if we're lost,
Travel
she
sickness.
can't go on her phone. So I have to stop somewhere, get my phone out, or get her to get her phone out whilst we stop. Otherwise, she'll be sick,
Right.
and that's not even a joke. If she looks at her
Oh,
phone
really?
for more than 2 seconds, she will just
Yeah.
projectile vomit. It's
Wow.
like a
Okay.
ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
And I think Ted's got it now
Is she?
because
Is
Ted
she?
was sick on the way.
I suppose she's not a good co-pilot for that exact reason. Then I suppose.
No, I have to be the
No.
pilot and the co-pilot.
Right. Okay. I mean, my wife's a bad co-pilot, but for entirely separate reasons. It's like, you know how you put a child in the car and you start moving and they instantly fall asleep?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's it.
perfect.
Any drive more than half an hour, it's like for her, it must honestly be like time travel, right? So on, let's say, we drove to Bath around the Christmas sort of time, right? And so she drove there, in fairness, and I drove back. The drive back was a clusterfuck, essentially. There was traffic everywhere. The M25 was just a nightmare. And it took what should have been like a 3-ish hour drive, took about 5.5 hours.
Oh
She
wow,
slept the whole way. She didn't know a thing.
see that's
We pull up
amazing.
outside. We pull up outside her house. I'm raging because I've just been sat in traffic for 5.5 hours. She's like,
But that's
"Oh,
what podcasts are
that's good."
for.
Yeah.
You wait until you
Yeah.
have a kid, right?
Mm.
Sat in traffic for 5 hours is like heaven. It really is. Unless obviously you've got your kid with you and he's crying, but like it's just heaven. I used to travel a lot for my old job, and I'd be just
Right.
like, sometimes I just fake it and say I'm stuck in traffic, but actually I'm in the services. Like it's just a bit of space, bit
Do
of
not
me
let your wife
time,
listen to this episode. Do
a
not let
bit,
her. That will
bit
bite you.
of you wait, mate. A bit of me time. That's what you need sometimes.
Mm.
Services are perfect for that. And every services seems to have a McDonald's. Look, that's not a coincidence. McDonald's, me time.
Yep.
Ultimate combination.
They get it. They get it.
But yeah, going into the gym in the evenings, which is like new for me, especially at that gym, it's a
Yeah.
completely different vibe, isn't it?
Weird,
Completely
isn't it?
different vibe.
Yeah.
I think people are just more
You.
awake. Like I felt more awake. Like I actually wanted to engage with people. Then I realised I don't know any of you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say bad things because I do know people that do go in the evenings, but this particular gym, I just get on better with people that are there in the mornings.
Yeah.
I just do. I don't know. They're just a better standard of person, I think.
Oh, that's judgy. That's a very judgy
Damning,
comment
isn't
to
it?
make.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
But I know what
it
you
is,
mean. Like
but
I do feel obviously it's all dependent on people's lifestyles and their working hours and stuff. But
well,
if you're
I
able
think
to wake
I'm.
up earlier and go to the gym, that does
Yeah,
show a lot more self discipline.
yeah. I don't know. I think my time from working in that gym has sort of swayed my opinion of the evening crowd. I will say that because it's honestly it's like a jungle in there at times. There's people shrieking, shouting, there's stuff
Yeah,
slamming about the place. I told you about
I
the
think
incidents
that's
in
the
the
5 o'clock
showers,
at
didn't
any
I?
gym, though, isn't it? What happened in the
Did I tell you
showers?
about? There was I'm gonna say probably about a 4 week period where some bloke was just going in there and just shitting in the shower.
Was that happening at 5 o'clock
It was definitely happening in the evening, yeah.
in the busiest period? Someone
Mm.
decides to bend down
Yeah,
and shit in the shower. What
yeah.
is that
And
about? What is going
because
through people's brains?
well, we were raging about this because we were having to clean this literal shit up, right?
Oh,
And so
ugh,
through some
oh
investigation work,
god.
right? So through some investigation work, we had suspicions of who it was because this guy was always around when this was happening, right? So we basically planned it, and it was Zara that found out who it was. To her credit, we cleaned the showers; they were spotless. We wait until he went into that shower. We checked the cameras to make sure nobody else had got in there. And as he came out, we went in to check. Bosh, there it was. Um,
Wow. Did you feel proud of
and then,
yourself after that moment? Like, just
no, well, this is the worst part. So I was on the desk when I next saw him coming in the next day, and I was raging. Like I've been cleaning this bloke shit up for 4 weeks. I was less than impressed. So as he came through the door, I basically just shouted him from that small distance from the desk to the door, but it was a shout, "Come here now!" And he was over like, "What? You've been shitting in the showers, haven't you?" And well, lack of a better phrase, I shit you not. He turns around and goes, "Oh, it was me then. Fair enough." Hands over his access card and leaves. Just walks out. I've been
what would
robbed.
you say though? Like, I know you wouldn't ever put yourself in those shoes, but if you were shitting in a shower, I don't know how you wouldn't dispute it, would you? You'd be like, prove it. I
But
don't
you'd
know.
surely you say, "No, it wasn't me." Like surely, like some sense of like
Yeah,
embarrassment of
pride.
it. But he didn't give a fuck. and I was
No.
robbed of an argument
Well,
because I was ready to go at this point.
yeah.
Like I was livid, and he just
You
went,
were going
"Oh,
to lose
fair
your
enough,
shit, weren't you?
100%, yeah, yeah." I know I'm ignoring that joke. I'm glossing over it. He just handed over the access card and walked out, and I've been robbed of that argument, and I'm still bitter about it now.
Yeah, you got to move on.
He owns a fencing company near where we are, so yeah, don't hire him.
What's it called? Shit happens. A fencing
Oh,
company.
yeah, I can't remember the name of it. I'll find it for you.
You
But
got
yeah,
you
right
got you
grotty
got to name and
bastard.
shame him. Come on, this is your moment
I
now.
can't
You never
remember
got
his
that
name at this point in
argument. Get
time.
the brand name,
Yeah,
stick it on
yeah,
everywhere. I keep seeing
yeah.
someone's like quite rightfully posting almost daily because some contractor done them out like £10,000
Wow. Okay.
for a garden service. I think every day this guy's been posted from the island. I think on
Hmm.
every group that I can see. It's unreal because obviously I've
Right.
joined a lot of groups to advertise like weekly for my business. It's
How's the
just constant.
contractor done? How's the contractor done that? What he's paid them in advance, essentially.
Yeah, basically they pay them in advance. And he's not done anything, but
Right.
that's shit happens. I guess.
Yeah.
But, the same thing happened to my dad. To be fair, these things happen. You kind of almost feel like you trust someone, and then never pay in
Yeah.
advance ever,
Never
guys.
pay in
Whoever's listening
advance,
to
and if
this,
you I'll just pay on a credit card, so you have some recourse for it as well, because you can claim that
yeah,
back.
credit cards are
They
an
can be
amazing
recalled.
thing.
I don't recommend credit cards for a lot of people because people are dumb.
Discipline,
But
yeah.
yeah, yeah. But if you know what you're doing with them and you can be disciplined and not spend more than what you can afford anyway, then yeah, they can be good.
Yeah, they're quite handy in just like cash flow reasons. But yeah, as long as you have some discipline behind it.
Yeah.
I've always had one to be there. And what's funny is that you have to have a credit card to have a credit history, which is just I
Strange,
find the
isn't it?
most ironic thing ever. But that's life, people. There's
Well,
nothing else that I want to talk about. There's nothing else on my list, Mike. You got to take over now.
Yeah, fair enough. I mentioned in the previous episode about a chap called Rory Sutherland.
He sounds
Um,
like a tennis player.
I mean, he's a local guy. He's in Kent, but he's been on BBC talking about various things. But there's just some interesting points from listening to him, and it's it's the way he describes stuff and the way he talks about things. It kind of changes how you think about certain things. So he's coming at things from kind of a marketing perspective. But so one thing he talks about is taking the negative feature of a product. So for example, so he goes into some details with some alcohols. So Guinness, the downside of Guinness is that when you're pouring that pint, you have to leave it to rest for an extended period of time. Well, Guinness turned that negative into their prize feature point essentially by turning
Yeah,
around and saying, "Well, good things come to those who wait."
yeah.
Right, so that, it's worth waiting for essentially. Stella Artois, they did a similar thing where it's reassuringly expensive, right? Um, but it's just the way he explains things and tries to reframe stuff and change your way of thinking about certain things. So, for example, he did some work with KFC. I'm not sure which item it was, but they had an item on this menu that was not doing well, essentially. Um, and their answer, KFC's proposal to him was, we should make this item cheaper. Um, his answer to them was, well, if you make it cheaper, yes, it might sell more, but you're actually going to be making less money anyway because your profit margins are less. So try and make it more expensive and just see what happens. Because worst case scenario, you're not making money on it, but you're not anyway, so it doesn't make a huge amount of difference. And he pitched it to them this way: so fast food is either convenient. It's very easy, like you mentioned about your McDonald's in your service. It was very easy to get access to it. So it's convenient and it's cheap, or it's a treat. So it's one or the other. It has to be either convenient, or if it's a treat, it's allowed to be expensive, right? Now, by making it more expensive, it then sold more. Same exact product. They didn't remarket it. They didn't
Yeah.
repackage it in any way. They just made it more expensive, and it's a similar kind of thing you see with like popcorn and cinema, all this kind of stuff. But it's reframing, looking at something, and then trying to change how you're thinking about it. Like
Of
moving yourself
course.
away from what the issue is. Um, and then suddenly problem solving, you're less involved with it, and it becomes like a psychological problem. What else can you try that you're not really thinking of? Like, how else is someone else looking at it? And I like this kind of stuff. It forces me to kind of think outside the box a little bit. And I do the same thing with training. Like, okay, so I've tried this route with someone, it's not particularly working. They say they like this style of training, but they might actually enjoy this. We've just not tried it before, and it would also yield the same results that they're after. So try this different route to get to the same result, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just interesting. I think a lot of it comes down to. I think you probably have this experience of good managers in a workplace, I would say, or maybe not for your case.
All it is it's just twisting people's perspectives. That's theoretically what they're trying to achieve, and obviously they're using studies to change a large population of perspectives using literally psychology.
Yeah, and he goes
But
into
prices are just like the craziest thing, though. Like for instance, let's just look at this bakery, right? That local bakery. I forgot its name again.
Yep. Yeah.
What's that one called again? The one that we discussed. You know the one that did the cookies and the.
Oh, Sharon's, yeah.
That's the one, mate. Yeah, I'm so bad with names. Like, imagine if they were selling cookies for £1 each. Do you really think they will sell? I don't know if they would. They're selling cookies for £4.50 per cookie.
Yep. And
I bought 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I don't know what's fucking wrong with me.
But immediately you're looking at it and thinking, because it's that expensive for one item, you're kind of thinking, oh, that's going to be good. And it's that treat mentality. You don't mind spending that little bit more money because it's a treat for me. And to the point where you bought 2.
Yeah.
But if they were £1 each, you wouldn't go in and buy 9.
No. You'd go to Mawson's and buy 4.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. And that's exactly it. But you're going out of the way to go to that place to buy the luxury treat, essentially.
Exactly that.
And he was doing some work on, or he uses the Eurostar as an example. So going from London St Pancras across to Paris, essentially. I think you can go elsewhere on it now as well. But they spent 6 billion. I can't remember if it's pounds or euros, but 6 billion of one or the other, to make the journey 40 minutes faster. Right?
That's crazy.
And I think this relates really well to where you say you like sitting in your car and just chilling out, relaxing at services, all this kind of stuff, right? Well, I think it works out as roughly 0.1%. So you could spend £600,000 and suddenly that journey has Wi-Fi all the way through. So suddenly that people are less concerned about that journey taking 40 minutes longer because that's actually more comfortable. They can work, they can sit and watch films, whatever you want to do. So it's more comfortable. Or you go the other way. So for 1/6 of the price, so we're talking 1 billion, you could employ the world's best supermodels to walk up and down the train serving champagne butt naked. And then suddenly people will be asking you to slow down.
Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely pull the red button on that one, I think.
I mean, it's just reframing a problem. Like, there are better ways. You could just spend far less money to fix the same problem for a different result, and people probably would be happier about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why that was even on the cards though. Like, what train is this? Is this Virgin?
Oh no, this is just his way of explaining what else you
I
could
see.
potentially do with said amount of money. You know,
I was going to try and find out what train this is so I can go on.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. That's the attitude, right? So imagine you would go on. So like luxury steam trains are a thing now, where you can go on and have like fancy dining on a steam train.
Yeah,
you go back like 80 years, a steam train's just a pain in the ass way of actually traveling slowly from one point to another. Yeah. But because now it's different, it's a luxury.
We literally did this a couple of months ago, and it was for my grandfather and for my son, who loves trains now all of a sudden. And it's just like, we literally just travelled 5 miles there, 5 miles back, but stayed in the train the entire time. The destination was the same destination we left from. I just don't really understand what we achieved, but people had a good time, I think. I was just sat there like, I've just paid £10 to go back to where I was. I don't really understand what happened.
Yep. And steam trains stink. Did you find this?
They
really stink.
Dusty.
Like some people,
they stink.
Yeah. Some people love that smell though, and I can't get my head around it.
Do you know what I love? And it's a really weird smell. It's a really weird sensation. But I love. Thing is, right? People love smells that trigger a what's the word? You know what I'm on about? Well, their childhood.
Like trigger a memory, right?
Yeah. What's that fucking word? I can never think of the words when I'm. Anyway, and what does it for me is mopeds. Like I've never had a moped, never driven a moped. Actually, to be fair, I did learn how to drive a motorbike, but I never. It's when you go abroad, that's all there is. It's just mopeds and just stinks of mopeds. So I always have this weird, like, feeling of relaxation and like all-inclusive cocktails and being happy and drunk and like the beach. So every time I can smell the fumes of a moped, for some reason,
like dodgy two-stroke diesel engines or something.
yeah, for some reason, I just get a massive hit of what's the word you know what I'm on about?
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia. That's the fucking word I was after. I've had a glass of wine. I can't even think of anything at this point.
Do you know, I don't really get the two smells which really get me. Freshly cut grass. I'll go three actually. Freshly cut grass.
I guess you're not. I guess you haven't got hay fever.
I don't. No, I'm lucky like that. The smell after a storm, so ozone. That like proper lightning storm. That's great. And the one that some people find really weird and some people love it is fresh tarmac.
See, I never understood the rain thing. So when I was a kid, and I know my dad listens to this, so I'm going to expect a message from him tomorrow. He listens as he's making donuts on a Saturday morning because he's a sad prick. Anyway,
under my dress.
when I was a kid, I'd come back from playing out with my mates, and he would go, "You smell cold," and I'd be like, "You're a fucking weirdo. How can you smell that?" But now, like, maybe it's something that you were like you achieve when you're 30 plus. But I feel like I have that superpower now. It's that smell of
cold.
It's that smell of like rain. It's very similar to that. Okay, now I'm a fucking weirdo.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's something in the genes.
That one I don't get at all.
Okay. All right. No, fucking at first it was the pets thing, and now I'm definitely special. Fully understand that.
Not necessarily like the smell of rain as such. It's definitely like the smell of like a thunderstorm. Like the morning after a thunderstorm, it's
the same smell, I think.
Ozone, maybe, but I definitely not understand it when somebody coming in from the cold. I don't get that.
I think we have lost a lot of listeners. People are going to be like, "These guys are weird."
We're talking about the weather at this point.
We're sniffing shit.
You want to hear a weird one? I don't know if I've told you this already. My wife can smell sneezes.
You've lost me. Oh my god, you've lost me. You've lost me. Oh, this is the fucking weirdest superpower to have ever. Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know if you've heard about me. I actually can smell sneezes. Like, what does that? What, before they happen, or?
No. So, I
can't just stop it there. Like, I'm dying.
I think we came across this at one point because I sneezed. She didn't hear it because she was in the bathroom, like with a tap running or something. She came into the room and said,
"She was upstairs. You were downstairs, and she smelled your sneeze."
No, so I was downstairs. She was in the bathroom, like washing her hands or something like that. Like the tap was running.
So she didn't hear, downstairs.
She didn't hear me sneeze, but she came in after I sneezed and said, "You've just sneezed, haven't you?" She can smell when someone has sneezed. It's so.
Have you ever thought about? She heard you sneeze?
No. Well, this is what I asked her. I was like, "Well, you just heard me sneeze." No, she was right. I remember she was running a tap or something, so she didn't hear it. But it's happened on numerous occasions.
Does she sniff the floor and went up to you like a sniffer dog and go, "Did you sneeze?"
No, she just smells it in the air. It's the most bizarre thing in the world. I've never known anyone else to be able to do this, but.
Is it just your sneezes, though? Do your sneezes fucking stink, Mike?
I've never really clarified, to be honest with you, but no one else has ever said, "Oh, I can smell that sneeze."
That is the weirdest thing ever.
It's so weird.
Oh my god, you got me with that. Because when you said it, I thought she could smell sneezes before they happened, like an actual superpower. Because that would be so impressive. You know, like cats can sense when it's about to rain. Or when there's about to be a storm. Like, imagine her going, "Mike, bless you," before you've even fucking sneezed. Like 2 hours before. Or just let you know, bless you in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Bless you in advance.
So my brother has a few interesting things that goes on with him. So number one, I might introduce you. He comes into the gym occasionally. Um, so he has something called heterochromia. So that is he's got different coloured eyes. So one blue, one green.
Oh, yeah.
And what's really bizarre is when he was younger, they used to change colour. I don't know how this happens, but they genuinely used to change colour. Like the green one used to go more brown and stuff like this. It was kind of weird. But he has I don't know if you call it a condition. He's got something
What
where
can he smell?
some
Tell me what he can smell.
wires
Can he smell
wires
farts?
are
We can all
crossbody.
fucking smell farts, Mike.
I can hear them too. No, he's got something called synesthesia, right? Now, this is essentially where his senses are kind of cross purposes. So, for example, he's
Can he see
explained a
dead
few
people?
of these.
He can see dead
No,
people, can't
exactly.
he? Okay.
He has explained a few of these, and this is the best two that I can kind of make sense of, right? So, if he were to crunch into celery,
In your mouth, using your mouth.
yeah, he will hear that as white noise, like static on a TV.
Okay.
That's the best one he can explain it. I can kind of wrap my head around that one because it's like that crunch and
Yeah.
like it's kind of crackling. I can kind of, but it happens with a lot of different stuff, right? And he will hear bits of music. He's very musical. He's very artsy. He'll hear bits of music and get a taste in his mouth, based on what the music is.
Okay.
Really unusual. But it happens with a lot of different things and like all the time. He describes
Yeah,
it
I
as
have
just
heard that
strange.
before, though. Yeah, it is weird. So I'm assuming he's a musician, is he?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That is quite common. I've heard famous musicians say that, weirdly. I honestly do feel like we're all on the spectrum somehow. And that's kind of
Oh,
like
for
a
sure.
superpower.
But I mean, so me and both my younger brothers, we're all quite musical. Like we all play musical instruments. We all have sung in the past and all this kind of stuff. But
I don't
me
think you've
and
ever
my
mentioned
youngest
that, Mike,
brother
have you?
don't have these things. Like we don't have them. So it's just unusual for him. Like me and my youngest brother are very kind of analytical, logical, good with science and stuff like this. And then he is completely the other way. It's just
Yeah.
interesting.
Your
I
mum's a
don't
bit
know,
of a
like
slag. I think that's what's happened. I'm just joking. Please,
it's the milkman's.
your mum doesn't listen.
I don't know actually.
What was I going to say? Oh, you lost me there. Yeah, so with the eating thing. So what I was talking about, yeah, we're all on the spectrum somehow. So I think I've mentioned this before on the podcast, but I can't hear people chew like at all, like no matter what, like even if they've got their mouth closed for some reason. Like, and this is definitely something to do with either ADHD or OCD or something. But all my mind focuses on is that noise. So no matter what's happening, whether we're trying to have a conversation or watching TV or anything, especially in the evenings now when I'm working. So, like, I'll just drag my laptop into the living room just so I feel like I've spent some time with my wife, and we'll watch Modern Family. And then every 10 minutes, I'll just ask her what's happening on the TV because I can't even fucking watch it because I can't. But then she'll bring in a packet of crisps, and she can see me getting agitated, and I get really fucking agitated. Like my anger, like it is like turning into the Hulk. Like sometimes I'll just come in wearing purple shorts and turn green. These things happen.
There is a condition where there's a name for it where that genuinely aggravates you.
Yeah, it begins with
I
A,
can't
but I
remember.
did study it a while
I can't
ago
remember the name of it, but
because at first she was getting really conscious about it, and like, I was upsetting her. But now, obviously, it's been a few years now. But she realised actually it's my condition, not hers. Like I can't. So we don't even eat breakfast in the same room anymore. Like that's how bad it is. I have to
how
eat
do you
in
go
this
to
office.
restaurants?
So with the restaurants, it's not so bad because it's loud. It's really loud, isn't it, in most restaurants?
So it's the noise of it.
It's the noise, yeah. I just for some reason my mind cannot think of anything else apart from wanting to hit her. No, not a hit her, but I get really angry. Like my blood boils. Like you know, just like what you've been like. You said earlier, like you just been wanting to get your anger out, mate. I'm not joking with you. It gets me so angry. I just snap. It's really weird, and I'm not an angry person. I'm so chill normally. As long as there's no one eating in the same room as me.
Just don't eat anywhere near Fuzz.
It's really odd, isn't it? But it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I've got two pupils that have the same colour, so I'm fine.
The one that gets me is people who slurp drinks.
Yeah. I'm the same
Because,
with that.
right, breathe in before you drink. Take a breath in, hold your breath,
Normally it's
drink,
with tea
no
though.
noise.
When it's a hot
No,
drink, it's kind
I
of
don't give a fuck.
understandable.
You made that choice to have that hot drink. Either wait till it cools down or stop slurping your drink like a child.
Yeah.
That bugs the.
I bet your wife does it though. Does she drink
Yeah, she
tea?
does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop it.
Yeah. It's kind of
Stop it
nice
now.
though. Bit of oxygen in with your tea.
Just breathe
Yeah.
before. Just breathe before.
Have you tried bubble tea? I've never tried that yet.
No. Bubble tea.
Bubble
This
tea.
is
Have you not
the shit
tried
with
it?
like the jelly bubbles and stuff down the bottom, yeah?
I don't know. It looks bubbly. It looks like there's just bubbles in it. Yeah. Like I'm just intrigued, but I've never validated spending £5 on something I don't know what the fuck it is.
I mean, I don't drink tea, so that's really not.
Yeah, you are weird.
It's
You don't
going a
drink tea or
stretch.
coffee, do you?
I don't drink hot drinks really. Like we had, I actually had a hot chocolate because I was in Starbucks the other day. I honestly,
Yeah.
I do feel like a proper child going up to Starbucks. Everyone else is like black coffee, please, or
That is
like
odd. Yeah.
some. And I'm like hot chocolate, please.
Yeah. That is a bit childish. But then you
But why
can't
also?
beat a good hot chocolate. The thing is, Starbucks don't really do a good hot chocolate. If you go
No,
to some,
Starbucks
if
hot
you go,
chocolate is shit.
no,
Costa's
you
good.
would, yeah, no, like a proper nice cafe, like a local cafe. Some
Mm.
most of the time they like hot chocolate because they'll put like extra whipped cream and thick chocolate in it, and it's like it's quite good. But it's just sugar, a load of
I
sugar.
had a Terry's chocolate orange hot chocolate at a cafe before,
Oh yeah.
and they basically it seemed like they melted basically just a whole chocolate orange in that.
So we've
It
got
was large, but oh man,
a velvetizer. Bought that for my wife a couple of years ago for Christmas, and it is really
yeah,
good. So what happens is it stirs the milk and makes it
hmm
hot, and then you just put any chocolate you want in it, like great chocolate in it, and it just is the perfect hot chocolate. Like it's better than any hot chocolate you'll get anywhere,
yeah.
apart from maybe Paris or something. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I can get on board with that. I could get yeah.
Next time you come over, I'll make you a nice hot chocolate, and we've got loads of different flavors as well. We've got chocolate orange, we've got mint chocolate. I love mint chocolate. No, are you a fan?
I like mint chocolate. I don't know how that works in a drink.
It does taste a bit odd, but it's just a bit like it's like the opposite of mint chocolate ice cream. Really, it's just hot.
Fair.
Yeah. Where are we? This episode's not really gone anywhere, has it?
We're all over the place, but like I said, I mean, I'm out of words for the week, and it's Friday. I mean, I've got some bits to
Yeah.
do tomorrow, but yeah, my words, I really do have a word quota for the week. I've discovered this. I get to a certain point, and I'm done.
What I'm
I'm done
thinking,
talking.
like next week, we've got a week off because we've double podcasted today. We've
Yeah.
actually achieved the impossible. So we'll have a week off. We'll try and create some content. But I'm thinking potentially for the week after, we could do a live podcast, not a live podcast. I don't know, well, that's an option. But I'm
But
thinking more of
an
like
in-person
an in-person podcast. Yeah, either at mine or at yours, with a couple
with
of
snacks,
cameras.
obviously, so you can see Fuzz's rage boil.
With what did you say?
We're gonna do like a mukbang, so I'll get some
Oh
like
no,
snacks,
no,
and you can watch me eat.
no! I just if you yeah.
That's gonna be your idea of hell, isn't it? Those videos.
Oh, 100%. Like, thing is, right,
Like,
if I'm eating with you, then it almost mutes it out, like, because I'm just eating and, like, I can hear myself louder than you are.
hmm,
But
okay.
if I finished and you're still eating, oh my God, yes, I will just be like, fucking get out of here. It is an odd
Interesting.
thing. Brains work so weirdly, but I can't switch it off. Like, I've tried,
No.
like, training myself to. It's just, yeah. And I probably need to see it. Do you know what? I'd love to try, and if there's any listeners on there that know one, a hypnotherapist. Like somebody that can hypnotize you to think, do you know what I mean? And try and get that out of you that way. Because I do
Yeah,
believe in hypnotists.
that could be interesting. I've never been hypnotized, so I think that could be
I've never been
interesting.
hypnotized either.
I don't know if I can be. Like some people can't be, some people can. I don't know. I've never
So
have
I've been
been,
to
but
Darren Brown a couple times at least.
yeah,
And I've been wanting to. I've been trying to like let myself be tired and just, do you know what I mean? Because you have to be tired apparently or something. I really want it to be. Oh, what's happened to you?
Oh,
Have I lost you?
does that do something? No, I'm here.
Your face has just gone really bright, like you're googling something.
Yeah, I was. I was gonna look. I'll do it on my phone. I was gonna look for hypnotist near me.
Your face just went. It was like you had like a side quest. I was just
No,
like. Well, we'll end it there. It's been an hour. What are you googling?
hypnotist near me.
Oh, fucking hell, mate! Like we're doing a podcast, dude.
I'm just getting ideas.
Yeah, good idea. I don't think people can hypnotize over a webcam, can they? That would be pretty impressive, to be fair.
I don't know, because I mean, you got headphones on. You just got
Yeah, but when you see them, they're doing a lot of touchy stuff, which I'm not a big fan of, to be honest.
touchy. What are you watching?
They touch you, don't they? They touch you, trying to engage with you. They want to make you feel vulnerable. That's part of the hypnotism.
No, fuck off.
It is.
I don't want to be touched.
They make you feel vulnerable first, and then they do you up the bum. And no, that was a different show I watched. Well,
Oh wow. So I mean, search for this afterwards. But I mean, there's two like really local to us.
okay.
I mean, like
think I
30
might have-
seconds walking distance.
There was one on my networking call the other day. To be fair, I think they were based in Rochester.
Right. No, I mean these are really really local. A bit dodgy though. They don't have any kind of website, so I don't.
Oh, I'll advertise my services then.
Yeah, I mean I would do.
The thing is, they
that
might
one.
convince me that I'll pay for it all. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't trust the hypnotist, surely. You never know when they're going to pull a fast one.
This one's the best one in Kent, so you know it says so on the website, so we must go for them.
I think they're trying to pull wool over your eyes, mate.
Oh, here we go. It can help with weight loss.
You can help with anything as long as it
I'll
works.
start referring
A
people.
lot of them advertise them like they can stop you from smoking and
They're
stuff, stop you from
talking
drinking.
shit. They're talking absolute bollocks. But
Yeah, but you don't know. Like,
holy
just let them.
moly, dude! A
What?
90-minute session, right? So we're
How
talking
much?
an hour and a half. Is £165.
Yeah, but if it works, it works. Like, do you know what I mean? Is there a guarantee with it?
No, not that I can see.
We'll have to look into that.
Uh,
But I'm getting a psychic on before you get a hypnotist on. I'll tell you.
Oh fuck's sake! But I'm telling you now, that conversation doesn't go well.
So look, what do you believe in more, psychic or hypnotists?
Hypnotists.
Okay.
Because
Get a psychic
people
on
can
first.
be hypnotized, right? Hypnosis has kind of been what I've
Yeah.
seen people prance about like a frigging chicken on stage, right? Psychic, there's never been any proof of it, nor will there be any proof of it.
No, I know, but I don't believe in psychics either, not one bit. But I really am
You may as
so
well.
intrigued because it is basically just. I honestly imagine we have imposter syndrome quite heavily, right?
Mm.
Imagine being a psychic. They must have so
No.
much of it.
No, I genuinely think there's something wrong in their brains, which genuinely makes for them. They genuinely must believe that they can do it.
Of course, like
Or-
they'll have to convince themselves, but they'll have moments where they're like, I don't know, how long will it be until people find out that I'm not actually psychic?
Well, okay, so you got what? I think you got two camps. You got the people that genuinely believe they can do it. Okay, fine. You could probably be assessed by a psychiatrist more than anything else, or B, you're a fraudster. It's one of
Yeah.
two camps, and either way, I'm
But there's
not
a
happy.
market for it. Do you know what I mean? Like people will just see that
Yeah.
market and they'll just take it. Why not?
Yeah, fair enough.
But you can't even sue them. Like you're giving them the money. You know exactly what you're paying for. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those things, isn't it?
No, that's fine.
Like, anybody
crack
can
on.
convince. I could probably get away with convincing someone that I'm a psychic. You just got to be a good actor.
I mean, the one thing is that I do know a psychic, and I put
You
quotations.
know
loosely,
them.
but-
Get them on a fucking podcast, Mike.
No, I'm not doing that because aside from that, he is a lovely person. He's a genuinely nice human being, and I don't believe him to be a fraudster. However, I don't really want to have this conversation with him because I think I'd hurt him.
I'm gonna have to
I
do a
don't really want
spin-off podcast with just me
Yeah,
interviewing psychics.
that was just going to be me sighing heavily over here.
Yeah. Right. Well, we'll end it there, guys. Thanks for listening, and please follow us on Instagram. Between Sets Podcast. I'm not sure whether to set up. I need to set up a Facebook, don't I? I think.
What I think would be really cool if we're doing a live thing is if we can, I don't know, maybe have like some people drop in to have like quick 5 minute chat or something like that. Or
But
I
where
don't know
would we
where we're
do that
gonna.
though?
I don't know. It may not be like in person, but then we might be able to like give the link out and have people drop in at certain intervals just for like 5 minute chat or
Oh, as in virtually, you mean?
yeah, virtually. So we'd be in the room and obviously recording, and they can kind of drop in. I'm not sure how we'll do it, but I think it could be cool.
Yeah.
So it's not
Or let's
fully
just start
live
off.
then.
We could start off with like a live Facebook, and then people can
Yeah,
just
that could be
ask us
cool.
comments, like
Yeah, yeah,
ask
yeah.
questions through comments. Thing
Just
is, I
live
don't
questions.
think
Yeah.
we've got enough listeners yet,
Mm.
but we can just do it. Why fucking not?
Yeah, it'd be fine. Yeah, I think it'd be cool.
We'll organise something. We've got 2 weeks. Anyway, guys,
Yeah.
thanks for listening. Yeah, follow us. We're also on TikTok, between sets podcast on TikTok. We got to get another video out there. Actually, thinking of that. We need another funny video. Send in your ideas.
Does it need to be me acting in some way?
Well, that you don't have to act. Like you're quite bad at it anyway, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very aware of this. I hate, like,
Why don't you
I'm
do
fine having
it?
a chat, but
Tell you what. Why don't you sing or play guitar or whatever? What can you bring to the party, Mike? Like
this.
what? A funny face?
I'm just tired. I'm so tired.
Just sleep. I can just sleep.
Yeah. I could do like take people through some like bodybuilding posing, something like that.
I think we
Just
could.
have to make
You know
your
what? I
chest
think our
just a
next
little bit more.
TikTok should be like a sketch at the gym. Something that
That's
happens.
acting again, dude.
Oh yeah, but that's what happens. That's what's funny. I don't know. We'll think about it. Right. Oh god, my
It'll
chest infection.
percolate. I'm gonna let it percolate.
Percolate. And well, Mike, I'll see you Monday with a Medcon anyway, won't I? Fun times.
God
If you want to follow up on how Monday goes, follow me on at PT Fuzz. No dots, no dashes, just PT Fuzz on Instagram. Again, I probably need to go on Facebook for that as well. But I'm also on TikTok. On the old socials. Right, have a good week, guys. We'll see you next week with Matt Sims. And we'll try and fit in a live podcast the following week. Happy International Women's Day. Happy Mother's Day for the mothers out there. And we'll see you next week, guys. Bye.
Bye bye.